What's up, guys? So if you guys have been with me for a long time, you know I've had lots of different logos. This is my current logo, but even this one has gone through a lot of changes. And of course, I'm not a graphic designer, and I think this information is good for 99.9% of artists and people out there trying to make a name for themselves, because you're also not a graphic designer, and if you want to pay a graphic designer, it's going to be a ton of money. So I think early on in your career, when you're still building yourself, you know, there's no point in like going to a professional graphic designer and having them make you a logo that you will probably change and not use. So if you're an artist, I always like to do things for myself. So first I used this as a logo, and it's not really a logo. It's just an image. It's just a drawing that I was using as a logo. And then that sort of went to this logo. So I was like, okay, I need to make a new snail. I did all my designs in Procreate. So that's all this is Procreate. I have a disdain for vector applications. They're great. If you're a professional designer, if you want to be a professional designer, 100% learn how to use vectors, learn how to do all that, learn how to do it professionally, use the industry standard. But I don't need it. I don't want to be a graphic designer. And no one has ever questioned my logo and be like, oh, this isn't vectors, or this doesn't, you know, look great. But yeah, so I made my first one into a circle, and I use that for Instagram and all my branding and stuff like that. And it's, you know, it's cool. It kind of does the same thing. People look at it and they notice it. If you have good work and you post consistently and you post your brand and your logo, people are going to start recognizing you for that. I made stuff in 3D. This was the newer one. This was for my 3D stuff when I started doing 3D stuff. This was just the simple version. But one problem with this logo is it looks simple, but it's not very simple. It's not simple at all, actually. It's very busy. There's text. So if this is small, it's going to be hard for people to see the text. There's a lot of fine details, and that doesn't really work well for logos. So it's cool. I like it. I made shirts. I think this is me trying to trace everything in Vectornator on the iPad. And I made it. It worked, but still like not great. Then I decided to design this logo, and these were the first ones that I looked at. I had I just try out a bunch of different things. And the main thing about the logo, what I felt is most important, if you look at major brands, okay, so if you look at Hulu, this is just black, two colors, black and green. And all it is their Hulu logo, very identifiable. That's their colors. It's like, you know, it's Netflix instantly. That's sort of what I was thinking of when I made my newest logo. I was like, okay, I want just a color, maybe 3 colors max. And as you can see, I started with this white ring with the orange. It was the white and the blue. It was the orange and the blue. I didn't know which one I wanted. I love frogs. I've always loved frogs. Poison dart frog. And it just kind of came naturally to me. I was like, I want to design a cool looking frog, super simple. This was the one that I was pretty much going with, these two, with the outline and without the outline. White, orange, there's 2 colors, 3 colors with the green, 4, the black. This little color is like a darker green, so that's 5 colors, so that's already a lot. But I realized what's good about this design is if I was just to do it on a black shirt and just simplify it, then we have 2 colors, and we have this easily identifiable shape that I would use for the logo. And then I can just change the colors. This is YouTube, TikTok. So that's a really simple way to present the same image, but with all these different like branding things, which I don't really use too much anymore. But you know, this was Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. So I just made a bunch of these, Instagram, just for fun to see how it worked. But this was great because I could adapt it to anything, and it pretty much was the same shape and colors. So this also went through some changes. I got rid of the darker green, and I got rid of the white outline. So now it's just an orange circle. I guess I don't have it here. Yeah, so it's just an orange circle, and it doesn't have these colors. So it's just orange, white, green, and black. So there's still a lot of colors, but at least I have this simplified version that can go on like a black shirt or a white shirt. Yeah, I could just reverse it, and it's super easy. What's really cool about that is you can get all of this stuff made, you know, like stickers. Once you have your logo, you can get really cool things made. And also, I have some new swag that I haven't opened up yet. Shout out to GSJ. Let me put some more light. It's really bright. Okay, so shout out to GSJJ. So they make a lot of really cool stuff. Metals, enamel pins, and I got some patches. So let's see how these patches look. You really have to have a simple logo that will look good in all forms. So I'm really curious to see what it'll look like in patch form. I like to put my logo on everything. Shout out to Above Wong Art. I need to start trending my 3D print stuff. These look great. Sweatshirts, things like that I make. This would be really cool to have put on, have stitched on. Yeah, that looks really good. Very happy with them. And we also have some cool pins. Oh, I definitely got to give some of these away. These are cool. There we go. So we have some cool pins here. These are really awesome. I will definitely have to give some of these away. I have to give some to my mom, of course. But yeah, these are really great. I'm actually thinking about making some shirts. I'm going on a cruise, a family cruise, and I'm thinking about making some shirts. So actually these patches, maybe I'll make some sweatshirts too. And these patches will be really cool to sew on the patches, and then I could give them to my family on the cruise, and I could give them a pin as well. But the quality looks amazing. They have their little logo. Shout out to GS-JJ. Really amazing stuff. These look great. These patches look absolutely fantastic. So definitely check them out. But yeah, make sure your logo is super simple. Yeah, see, I have black. This would actually be better if it was only 3 colors, but you can't. I mean, it's simple enough. It's simple enough for my needs. And then also I might be able to change this to white. Like, who knows, that might work. Or change this to black. There's endless possibilities. But those are the kind of things you want to think about when you're making the logo. And you can make really, really cool, amazing stuff when you come up with a really simple logo. But that's the whole point, is just simplicity. So think about that as well. And you can do it in Procreate. You don't need to do them in vectors. Obviously, I'm gonna get a lot of comments underneath being like, it's terrible, you're giving people bad information, you can't do that, you can't not do it professionally, you can't not get a professional vector logo, it's not gonna work, you can't print it out or do this or do that. And trust me, like, I get it. And unfortunately, you can't, some people don't want to think about the fact that not everyone has the money to get a professional, to have a professional logo designer design their things. If you're a business, if you're a multi-million-dollar company, or if you're just a small business, then yeah, get a professional to design your logo. Get the input of a professional. But if you're just like using like Instagram and Facebook to make cool art and trying to make a name for yourself, just come up with a logo, but just keep it simple and do it in Procreate. Do it with whatever application you can, because that's pretty much what I've always done. Is people say you can't do this, you can't do that, you need a professional this, you need a professional that. There's lots of gatekeeping, but you have to figure out a way to make what you need with what you have. And then eventually, as you get better and better and you become more established, then you can adjust things to your needs. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm making patches, stickers, and t-shirts, I don't need a professional logo. I don't need vectors. You just have to, I just had to learn how to make them good enough in Procreate. And that was it. And that's what I've been doing for years now. And who's going to look at my logo on Instagram and say, oh, this isn't professional. This isn't vectors. No one knows, and no one cares. The only time people care about it is because people get upset when someone says, oh, you don't have to have vectors to have a logo. Not realizing that not everyone has the training they have, has the applications they have, and wants to be a designer, which I don't. So that's all I have to say about logos. Shout out again to JS-JJ. These are really, really amazing And I can't wait to make some sweatshirts. I think I'm gonna make some family cruise sweatshirts, and I wanna get these patched on the side. I think that would be so cool, so fun. And yeah, I'll probably keep an eye out in the future. I'm probably gonna give a few of these things away. Maybe I'll make a sweatshirt, an extra sweatshirt, and put the patch on and give that away too. That might be fun. And I'll try to do some fun things where I give out some pins and some stickers and stuff like that. All right, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.